Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode of Lakewood Gardens, a brand new Planet Coaster series from yours truly, Design Candy. Let this music breathe. Okay, so let's get into this episode. Episode 1. This is the first episode. So we are building the entrance for the new park here, Lakewood Gardens. So first, let's talk about Planet Coaster as a whole. So I've been watching this game very closely. Very closely, and I love it. I love it. I am an avid roller coaster tycoon guru. I used to play that game back in Roller Coaster 1 days. Obviously Roller Coaster 2, which literally was the same as Roller Coaster 1 to me. All of you Roller Coaster Tycoon fanatics will hate me for saying that, but it was. And then Roller Coaster 3, the monumental game of the century for me. That was the funnest game ever. I literally worked at an amusement park after playing that game, just because I just was infatuated with different roller coasters and how they worked and how the concession stands worked and the simulation aspect of business and business in general, and how to manage your employees and how to, what to price the ride at. Do you price the ride versus price the park? All of that in one just made me fall in love with the industry of amusement parks. So when Planet Coaster was announced, oh my gosh, I got so excited. I've been waiting to play this game. I actually have been playing this game for a little bit here, maybe a couple of months. I am garbage at it. I am the first to say that. So heads up, warning, this isn't your delay designer silverette type series. Shout out to those people. First off, I think it's delay design. How do you say her YouTube channel? Anyway, she is amazing at and talented at what she does, and her videos are so addicting. And then Koala Beats, their collaborative series. There's another guy, I don't remember his name, sorry. But then Silverette, obviously, in the tycoon space, he's a brilliant design mind. And I actually, as I'm recording this video, I have his video up, his Planet Coaster U series, and I have Delay Designer's video up next to it to see exactly what I want to do with my park. Hopefully I can get it even kind of looking like theirs. Let's be real, it's never gonna look like theirs, but looking okay, I guess, is the word that I'm looking for. But let's get into the screen and the time lapse of what we're doing right now. So this is me literally going through everything and seeing what in the world this game offers and has in terms of items. I want to go with a wood and black themed park. The first goal of this will be to build some sort of element before you enter the park, and then a grand entrance building that enters through the park, and then on the other side a main street with a kiddie land. I think I want to do a children's section will be the first section that we do of the park. And what I mean by that, I don't know if a lot of a lot of parks have a children section of their park, but basically just non crazy intense rides. So bumper cars would be over there, not the new go-karts. I will build go-karts, but not those. But you would have bumper carts, and obviously a merry-go-round as a staple. You would have a small track roller coaster, and then a lot of places for the mascots to stand and entertain, and then shops catered towards it, ice cream shops and just different type of less thrill type rides. So that's the aim just for the beginning of the park, and we actually build the beginning of the park in this episode, so stay tuned. later. So one cool thing that I found that I was very excited about were these lights. And I think I go overkill with the lights in general in this whole series so far. Even in this first episode, I use like a billion lights, guys. Like literally, I use so many of these lights because you can change the colors and you can mix colors. So if I do a red light and a blue light, in basic color mixing, you get purple. And just the look of an LED light like that will, you know, changing the colors can give you an atmospheric look that, you know, just bright lights couldn't. And just like blues and reds, and, you know, they'll just give it that splash, that extra look that other lights can't. So what we're doing here is we're placing the lights into this pillar. This is more of a pillar. That's the pillar type structure that I was thinking of. So again, now you can see me right now mixing those colors to get that purple, that cool purple with the blue mist down. Again, all it is red and blue lights, but taking this pillar and then duplicating it. So when you enter the park, you walk through these cool like pillar. Really all they are is glorified sign holders. I just wanted to do something, you know, a little bit unique and follow the theming and the style. And this is literally one of my first buildings ever. And so I'm trying to hide these lights down under. Obviously you wouldn't see those, but, and then like get some confetti. Later on, it turned out that the confetti was too much. So, you know, it's just that song and dance back and forth of, you know, leveraging what do we do with this? What do we do with this? Where do we put this? A lot of things too. So I've been watching a lot of people's series in the Planet Coaster world, and it feels like I'm missing assets or scenery pieces. And if that's the case, let me know, because I think I'm missing some stuff. And also, if you are like an avid Planet Coaster guru, feel free to reach out to me, message me if you want, and help me out, because a lot of things in this game just don't make sense right off the bat to me. Like, it seems like it's a little bit harder than it's supposed to, and I've heard that it's gotten better. I have heard that it's gotten better, but even now I'm like, man, there's some stuff where I'm like, it doesn't have to be this hard. Maybe it's like that on purpose or whatever. And I come from, obviously, if you're on my channel for City Skylines, you guys know, you know, I've mastered that game on how to prop stuff and place stuff and clip stuff, and there's awesome mods. You know, it makes you appreciate just the state of, you know, City Skylines. Was it 3 years into it, 3 or 4 years into it, and this game only has been out for almost a year, so if that. And I know their new update just came out, so you know, it's gonna get there. It definitely is gonna get there. I have moved all my controls. Somebody suggested that to me on Twitter. They're like, hey, just edit your controls a little bit more towards City Skylines. The funny thing is when I was playing this game, I went back to City Skylines to record the latest episode, and I'm like trying to do the controls of this game. I'm moving the camera and all that fun stuff, so that was awesome. So let's talk about the timeline, reference what's going on. I just finished those entrance pillars, and now I got to play the song and dance of how to at park entrances, because in the, I think it's a building tab, the building tab, wherever you get all the like information buildings and all that, which you can see that I just built there, but I couldn't find the entrances. I kept using ride entrances instead of using the regular park entrance. So that was kind of funny, and it took me a little bit of time to figure out what to use, what to place down. I finally got that though. So right now we're constructing the inside portion of the park entrance. So all this will have walls and be enclosed in a building. I figure I build out what this looked like first before we enclosed it, and just dial that in first. So I put down these really cool fountains and use some of the water effects for that. I wanted to put this cool planter tree in the middle, and what you guys see going on now is just me literally going through all the cool things that are pre-built that I've downloaded from the Steam Workshop. I am not shy or embarrassed at all to say that I am going to heavily rely on the Steam Workshop and things that you all have created to put it in, you know, put in this park. So if you have some cool creative things, let me know. I'll go download them. I'll put them in my park. If you want to create something for Lakewood Gardens, you know, also let me know, because I'll feature you and put you in my park too, and you can get a bunch of downloads. So we have that. Yeah, I think I'm looking for like a sign or something to go along, you know, something. Yeah, there we go, the information sign. Again, I was watching Flabberleaky's Let's Play way back when, and I couldn't find, he had these cool information signs. Maybe he custom made those with some of the shapes. I think that's what I'm gonna do, just make like a lowercase I, because those look kind of ugly. So we'll go back and fix that. But now I'm moving into the enclosure of the building here, and just filling this thing up with walls. And I was surprised to see that this doesn't have like a transparent window. Maybe it does. I also remember Flabberleaky using, you know, in his sci-fi area, he had these see-through walls, and maybe those could be used as windows, but I wanted the window effect, so nonetheless I went with these fake windows. Man, it'd be really cool, Planet Coaster, if you're listening to me, it'd be really cool to have transparent windows so people can look in there. I think it would add a cool effect to the park and parks in general, just to have that. I can even make like a cool like train station, tram station, or were they monorails in this game? Cool monorail station with like transparent, you know, a transparent glass window, or like a glass enclosed roller coaster, something to that effect. I think that would be really cool if they had that. So, you know, new feature, maybe one day. I'm so new to this, they probably don't even know about this series. Hopefully they will one day though, once we start building this up and getting a lot more episodes. So now we are going to move on to the roof section of this park. And the roof was challenging, just as I remember it to be in other Roller Coaster Tycoon games. It's always been the hardest part to line up exactly, you know, every tile of the roof. I wish there was like a grid roof tool that automatically had like a leveler, you know, like that could automatically get the roof on there. I think The Sims has that, but nonetheless, this enabled me to create like a cool awning outside of the building. So that was really fun, and that turned out really nicely, and kind of break up the patterns and you know, try to give a little bit of symmetry to what we're doing. So moving on, for the inside portion of the entrance building, so this again is the entrance building, we had a little bit of overhang on the path area inside of the building, obviously because I didn't hug the building when I was enclosing it with the wood. And there's some techniques that I know that are out there, like ways to hide this wood underneath the path, and I couldn't get it to work on one side, but I was able to get it to work on the other side. I was able to clip it actually inside the path, so the path still had room to overhang, but even like this right now on screen. So see how that goes underneath that. I'm not sure how I'm doing that, it just worked out that way. And again, if you guys know any tips for this to be a little bit more smoother and look a little bit more realistic, let me know. But so one side of the building has that nice overhang, and then the other side, it's like created paths. Because I even go over here now and I'm like, okay, how do we do this? How can we figure this out? Eventually, I think I did get it. And so I'll show you guys that in the next episode. I'm recording this time lapse well after I recorded this episode, because if you didn't know, Planet Coaster takes forever to play. Literally forever and ever and ever to play. I've been playing this game. This specific episode was like 5 hours. Partly because I kind of don't know what I'm doing, but nonetheless, it took a while. And so we're looking at these videos on my channel being at least once a week, maybe once every other week, twice a month. Just because of how long they take, and then, you know, the ideals, it takes the time it takes to implement the ideals that you have. I want to do like really cool coaster builds, I want to do really cool buildings and restaurants, but just gauging to see, I'm like, that is gonna take a while. So hopefully you guys do like these, because I can, you know, switch up the schedule and give you more episodes like this. I know there's going to be times where on my channel people want more city skylines, like when a new expansion comes out, or they want more, you know, more Planet Coaster, or we're going to start introducing the Sims next month, so they want more Let's Play and builds for the Sims, and vice versa. So we'll gauge that on the channel. Again, this is a community channel. I love your guys' feedback, so whatever you're feeling, let me know. I do these videos for fun and appease others. You know, don't do it for money or anything like that. That's why we don't post every day. You know, I'm not opposed to that either, but you know, maybe in the future. But again, I work and all that fun stuff, regular human, so a lot of these episodes are, you know, they're time consuming, but I love doing them nonetheless. So you know what time it is. It's like in my City Skylines builds where I had just parking lots on top of parking lots on top of parking lots, like every episode was a parking lot. It's kind of going to be like this with lights in this series. I love the looks that I can get with these lights, guys. Like, you can color mix and change atmospheric, like in this building. Just the effect of having a light like that in this building is just insanely crazy, and I love it. On the outside of the building here, we are putting some chandeliers, give it like a cool aesthetic look. Not really for feel. I mean, excuse me, all for feel, not for functionality. These lights aren't that bright in general, and you know, I don't think they would change, you know, light up anything, you know, substantially enough that they'll be useful. But you know, it gives that look. On the outside, I really struggled with what to put on these awnings on the sides, because I didn't want to carry the chandelier look on the outsides, because it would look a little bit redundant. So I actually went with the lights that we use inside. So I used red and blue lights on the inside mixed with a lot of white floodlights, those color changing LEDs, and then on the outside awnings I put some white lights on the outside. So that building's very, very lit up. I'll show you in the end when we do some cinematics, the difference between the two, but I like how it came out. So moving on, we are going to build our first ride. It is the merry-go-round. I'm basing this park loosely off of Elitch Gardens in Denver, Colorado. I actually worked there many moons ago when I was a teenager growing up. We used to go there all the time. That was the only amusement park. It was a cool park. It was very small. It was landlocked too. It was kind of a weird place to put an amusement park. For anybody as a point of reference, if you ever look it up, it's a downtown amusement park. Like literally a downtown amusement park. It's the weirdest. It's not dumb or anything. It's kind of weird, but it's not dumb. It's pretty strategic where it's placed, but it's the weirdest placement. Like, why would you landlock yourself in an amusement park? Because their scenarios are always get rid of rides so you can get new rides, you know, instead of having, you know, loads and loads of space to expand like your common theme parks do. Most theme parks build themselves around a lot of land, so in the future they can expand. So anyway, though, we're building that loosely off of there, and I'm creating some pillars to give like a little overhang, again with the theming of the wood. This is my first ride, so bear with me. It's kind of interesting. After I look back at it, I actually like it. The merry-go-round is so small in scale, though. If you think about it, a lot of merry-go-rounds are like, even with this type of scale on the ground when you're looking, it's like double that. And so I thought the merry-go-round was super small, but it works. You always have to have a merry-go-round when you enter. I think that's like amusement park, theme park 101. First thing you ride is the merry-go-round. Or the first thing you pass by, and that iconic music that comes from it. So we're building the little station here. I wanted to place down just pillars and then like a little overhang for the wood, and then a sign. The sign was fun. That's my first time dealing with signs, so that was pretty interesting. It took me so many times to get the right custom sign and the right font, and I wonder in the future if they will release, like they did the last Roller Coaster Tycoon, you could create custom signs, so I can use my Photoshop knowledge and, you know, get Lakewood Gardens, all the signs linked up. But as you can see, the color scheme for Lakewood Gardens inside the park will be it'll be a baby blue or light blue and yellow, and I want to really stay consistent with that theme all throughout. So you'll see all the information buildings, all the food shops. I want to do a food court. I don't know if that's been done yet. I'll look on the Steam Workshop. I'm sure it has. This game's been out long enough, but I want to do a food court, but we'll see about that. But it will have, anyway, I mentioned that to say it will have that blue and yellow theme all throughout. So moving on here, we're going to put some lights in, these cool little can lights. I can hide them in the wood, and they're, you know, super subtle. Again, lighting in this game is everything to me. I think a well-lit ride is the key to making it aesthetically look good. Aesthetically. And just getting the entrance and the exit dialed in here. And then again, guess what we use? Lights. It's coming up soon here, but I had an idea with this pillar. I thought, you know what if we made this ride pop just a little bit more? So added some floodlights, those LED color changing lights, right to the side, and then go ahead and duplicate those to get a lot more colors. And then I wanted to do on the opposite side, hide some lights in the bushes. So on the other side of the merry-go-round, get some floodlights there in the bushes. Obviously there's no bushes yet. Stay tuned for that. There will be bushes. I keep referring to them as bushes, but there will be bushes. But, you know, changing those lights up and going with like a yellow and blue theme here. That turned out really, really cool. And it looks, I'm trying to go for the realistic look and not make it, make it look too non-realistic with the lights. But I think that parks would have lights. It gives it that extra, look. And now that I think about the parks that I've been through and been to have different color changing lights like that, where there's splash theme lights, and the theme in general, has lights and different theme elements and aspects that cater to it. You might not notice it. And I don't think you guys would have noticed it either if I didn't point it out, but I am big time trying to theme stuff and make it look, next level in this game as best as I know how. Okay, now do not judge me, please. We are moving on into my first building build outside of the entrance, like my first theme building build. I did this cold turkey. I didn't look at anything. I didn't, research how Planet Coaster buildings, look or how you build them. I will now, but I just started building and hope for the best. And a couple things that I learned from this: materials are everything, number one. Number two, build off of something. So have that theme in mind, whether it's an old school Victorian build, a colonial house build, more modern, modern restaurant house type build. Find out what you want to build and then execute it. I end up changing the materials on this about 3 or 4 times, I think, in this recording, just because I wasn't satisfied. I'm like, even on screen now, that first build of it's like, okay, basic roller coaster tycoon knowledge for me would be, okay, build the bottom, get a roof, and then line up the roof, right? And that is pretty much basic roller coaster tycoon knowledge. If you played roller coaster tycoon, that's pretty much basic. But for me, it didn't work. So what I did was try over and over and over again, switched out the materials again and again and again. And I cut out a lot of that, so you guys aren't going to see the brunt of that. I spared you. I didn't want you guys to go through the painfulness of seeing, multiple tries of materials. But we added in this cool stone material. This stone material matched the roofing a little bit better, and then the interior. What I'll do is I'll go and look at different Planet Coaster. So first off, I don't think this is bad whatsoever. I just want to give a little bit more detailing work towards the series, and if that's even possible. I see a lot of people that just put their buildings outside, a part of the build, so there's no inside of the build versus just the shot being attached to the outside path, right? So you walk up to the path, you don't actually go inside of a building. And I can see why now most of the people do that build, that build in Planet Coaster. But there has to be a functional way to make this work. And even this now, I think it does work with the theming and the signs and going inside. And I'll just keep doing some research to get a little bit better at this, to raise the bar a little bit. But again, I'm satisfied big time with this, the Cosmic Cow ice cream look. I think it looks pretty cool for my first build, and we're gonna detail the outside of this to finish it off, add some foliage and some trees, all that fun stuff. So this will wrap up the first episode of Lakewood Gardens. I love that name. Man, that took a little bit of time to get that name in general. So if you guys like it, thumbs up on this video. If not, let me know in the comments. But this will wrap it up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you like what you see. Give me a like or a thumbs up for more Planet Coaster if you guys want to see this series continued or not. Shoot me a comment for suggestions and different things that you want me to do, want me to build, what the park needs, what you don't like, and what I should change. Again, we're community focused, community driven, so this is a channel of the people. Tell me what you guys want. But nonetheless, this is Design Candy for the first episode of Lakewood Gardens Planet Coaster series, brand new. Thank you so much for checking it out.
I'm more than
Peace.
just trying to vibe. Everyone's gone, it's only